Is this where retirees go to the fiery pits of hell to get cooked by Crash Bandicoot all day? It is indeed Sammy.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the intro. That was just something fun I always wanted to try myself. But yeah, the thumbnail is the thumbnail. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the aftermath of this video and then discuss some of you guys' comments at the end if you want to stick around. Because I think if you're going to criticize something, the least you can do is answer questions from people who agree with you and people who didn't, and just, give people a better picture. But because the video went crazy. It was one of the best videos I've ever done in terms of just reception and you guys interacting with it. Almost 1,000 likes, over 300 something comments. It was so much that I couldn't even read them all. I was just being pinged from my YouTube app just all day for the last few days. And I gained like over 100 and something subscribers and pushed us over the 4,000 mark, which was funny. I just thought the whole thing was funny. Like, I should have just made an I quit video, months ago. But yeah, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about what Karate Mike reached out to me about. So Kabam Rex, aka Karate Mike, reached out to me, wanted to set some things straight and then offer me something. Basically, I'm not going to show the conversation. But he said I've been using an outdated application link, or he thinks I have been, because they have not received my application since he's taken over. That might just be effect of my age in this game, because I've been playing this for like 10 years, and I've always just used the first application link they posted way back in whenever that was. So it's kind of it's something I need to clear up first things first, because right now 15,000 people think that Kabam ignored me. Apparently they haven't been. They just never received a link or an application. So yeah, like I said, that probably just shows my age. I've just been using the old one. I'm not going to show the conversation like I said, but basically, I don't know if he's offering me a spot in the content creator program or if he's offering me a conversation to join the program. Now, either way, it kind of threw me into a I was like, man, why couldn't you just let me ride off into the sunset without reaching out? But from our conversation, I think it's a spot in the CCP. So I'm just going to assume that for this video. If that changes, I can let you guys know in the comments or something. But yeah, I mean, that's something, I've been trying to get to, and it immediately sparked my interest in the game again. But I also want to talk to you guys, because that would be quite, I don't know, like I always view videos and things that I do on my YouTube channel from a viewer's perspective, and a community's perspective. If I did this, then it's like, well, this guy just talked all this shit, and then immediately they offer him CCP, and then he's back. You know what I mean? Like, that don't look too good. But it would fix some of the problems I have with the game in personally, where I just didn't have that drive. And, now I would be on a, I guess you could say, level playing field with everyone else, depending on how this works. I don't know anything about it besides just whatever I've seen on YouTube, like you guys. So, and then that doesn't fix every problem either. There's still how expensive I feel it is to keep up with the game, and the timers. I feel like the timers are just out of control. And then some of the content I just don't like that feels required, like Alliance Quest, Alliance War, that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to reach out through my channel to my community and just see if you guys, do you want me to keep playing? Do you want me to join the CCP program and make the videos I really was never able to do before? That would mean more content from me on this game. That would mean you'd hear my voice even more. And I start using my webcam again. I basically moved rooms and I just haven't set it up again. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts. I mean, if you want to know my thoughts before this came up, there's a video that you can watch. But getting an invitation to the content creator program is a big deal for me. I mean, I think about it from my perspective. It was my goal. It's the main reason I've been making videos, because I like making videos on this game, and my goal was to get to the creator program, and to know that maybe it was just because I didn't use the right link, and that maybe I wouldn't even made that video in the first place. I don't know. It's just a lot to think about. So I just need some input from you guys, and I just want to be honest about it and let you know it's there. And I told him I'd reach back out when I made a decision. It's my birthday week, so I'll probably announce my decision on Thursday, which is my birthday, and then let you guys know. And yeah, I will be looking at your comments and your input on that. I just want to be clear. I didn't make the video to get reached out to. Like, this wasn't like a grand plan. I uninstalled the game. I obviously made the video. I even reached out to my talent agency and told them that I was leaving them because I didn't need a talent agency anymore, because I didn't know what the future of the channel was going to be. Like, I was all in, and then I get a ping on my Discord from Karate Mike, and I'm like, oh no, it's going to be way more complicated now. Okay, so if you want to stick around, I'm going to answer some of your comments from the last video. Like I said, some of these agree with me, some of these don't, but these were just kind of ones that either sparked a conversation or thought, or brought up something I want to address. Okay, so first one I want to talk about was something Daniel, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this, Daniel Kuzami? He said, when you said immediate gratification, I realized I wouldn't agree with you. This is what I hate the most about the current generation. They always want fast gratification. I think, so this, I wanted to talk about this because I when I do these videos, I don't use a script. So sometimes I use words I probably shouldn't, and they don't get the point across correctly. And this was one of them. When I meant immediate gratification, I just meant I didn't have to, I wasn't getting, in other games when like in RuneScape, when I mine a rock, I get ore. In this game, when I complete a quest, I get like a 1/32nd of a tier 7. You know what I mean? That's what I meant. I meant like the progress is just, it feels more natural and doesn't feel time gated. That's what I meant. But when I said immediate gratification, like obviously that's completely a misspeak by me. So yeah, I just want to clear that up. Okay, moving on to a comment from Bravo6 Going 702. He kind of lists out all the stuff that kind of attributed to like my burnout and like my thought process, but he just like listed it out. Basically, he said, well, it's obviously people are going to quit this game because in order to play the game, you need to do the following: log in thrice a day, grind arena daily, explore all content, do Alliance War, do Alliance Quest, revive farm daily, grind battlegrounds daily, learn 500 different character playstyles. And actually, that point, I actually think that's the most easy, natural part of the game. I can see, but that's someone who plays like every single day in the high end. Like, I just learn the characters so fast because I have to. So maybe you would disagree with me on that, but that's the fun part. I like learning all the character styles. I know some people have talked about hating it. I like it. I just don't like when it's like Photon or Serpent who just turn off. Basically, Photon more so, where it just turns off your decks. I don't like people messing with masteries. It turns off your decks and turns off your willpower. I think that's just not, don't touch the masteries, because if you're gonna touch the masteries, just Just get rid of them. Masteries should be your base level of things that shouldn't be touched that players earned. I really don't like that. But moving on, learn how to fight against 1,000 of different enemies. Again, I guess that's hand in hand with the other point. Learn how to counter weird nodes. This one's very annoying. I don't like that. I don't like the weird nodes. Some of them are very complicated. Some of them you look at them and they're literally like 2 paragraphs, and it's like, bro, it's like we don't have to do that. Read more than you did in elementary school. That's true. Spend around $200 a month on a monthly basis. I think that's an accurate amount. If you want to stay like really competitive, right? This is the big point for me. Focus on meta, because if you aren't meta slave, you can't get the stuff you want. This is very true. I'm able to use non-meta champs sometimes because that's how big my account is. I have, even when my account, even when I rank up someone who's not meta, like let's just say Blade, right? I still have Onslaught at rank 3. I still have like all these champions that are meta at rank 3 at least. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? So I'm able to get around it. But like, if you are like a new player and your favorite character is Blade, there's some parts where you just can't bring, like you can't, let's say your favorite characters are Blade, I don't know, Toad, Squirrel Girl, Hella, and I don't know, someone else. Basically, you there's a lot of places where especially if you're free to play, you can't waste your resources on champions that aren't meta, because then you're kind of time gating your own account, and you're kind of stopping yourself from progressing because of how the way the game is and how other champions are built and all that stuff. So I hope that makes sense. I hope maybe I should write a script, because sometimes I feel like I'm rambling. Okay, 14, grind your ass off for 69 different types of currencies. This is a big one. I know, like I said, Radiance is supposed to combine them, but they still are, actively making different currencies for different ways to obtain different champions, and it just gets confusing. And then when it's over, you have these currencies sitting in your inventory or whatever. I just don't like that personally. It's worse than a job at this point. I wouldn't say that. I'd much rather be doing that than a job, but I get your point. Okay, next one is by Hunter X Parish, and I got something like this a lot from the few people who criticized me, but said maybe laziness is the issue. I've been playing this for an entire 10 plus years, and I also not pay to win player. And yes, things are long, and yes, things are expensive. But constantly they give us mad stuff to do. All I say to do things at your leisure. Play when you want. The game's going nowhere. I'm on Act 6, Chapter 2, and I'm still at it, so I'm going to continue to play and grind. Okay, so the biggest issue here is perspective. So in a lot of these comments I got that disagree with me, or like were calling me lazy or something like that, who didn't understand it, this was kind of, they don't have the right perspective. So like this person says he's been playing 10 years, but he's only in Act 6. We are at Act 9, right? That's where we're at. We are at Act 9, okay? Even as a free to play, I think you should be there ish, right? For 10 years, for the amount of time he's saying he played. But we're in completely different spots. I am in Act 9 in Gladiator Circuit, easy peasy. When I go into Battlegrounds, people just quit out. I get to Gladiator Circuit so easy because my account's so much bigger that maybe I have to do 3 matches, maybe, and I win those. And then, but everyone else just quits out. Like, I just get free wins because people just don't want to mess with the size of my account. So I'm in a completely different stratosphere when it comes to competition in this game. And that's why I'm somewhat paid. I am paid to win. Let's be honest. I have been paying like way more than the regular player. He says things are long and things are expensive. That's the problem. That's the problem. I don't think the game has to be long. I understand. Well, I don't really lately understand spending $1,000 on the character, like locking characters behind $1,000 paywalls. But I can understand spending some money, right? But it's the long part that really bores me, like Necropolis and stuff. Like that stuff's just boring to me. I do it, but like if you pull open the Crucible, right? It's just like I don't want to do that. Like if you pull up the Crucible, it's very intimidating because it is so long. It's so long, and it's just I feel like if they can shorten this stuff down, or I think Epic of Pain is a good example of long content and doing it right. You have several paths. Each path rewards you with something useful, from what I remember, and or something fun. And it's 6 fights and then a boss. And the fights are kind of long and annoying still, but at least it's like it's bite size. I can go in there. I don't have to have my characters locked in a quest for X amount of time, and I can, do it within a reasonable amount of time, and then, I can save it for the next path or the next run, and yeah. But anyways, I don't think laziness is the issue. I do think some people with similar perspectives are also not where I'm at in the game and not at the level I'm at in the game, and so maybe that's just hard for them to understand. So I'm going to bring up another comment that kind of piggybacks off that. Insidious Rage said, I disagree that the new content takes too long. Crucible is like 6 hours, but then after that it's done. I think that's too long for a mobile game content, but, whatever. I'd kill for more Abyss and Necro stuff. I very much disagree, but that's okay. He does agree, though. He says Alliance Quest and Alliance War is garbage, especially going back to old Alliance War. Battlegrounds is fun, but ranking is going to be ruined by 30 prestige champ. I don't know what that means. Maybe I just missed something in the game news, because I've been unsubscribed to a lot of people since I decided to quote unquote quit. But they want your money and all the control. I don't think it's that deep. All the control. I mean, every game has all control, but they do want your money. True scummy behavior. I'm a big spender, but the amount of sales has become a slap in the face. Yeah, there's too many sales. Way too many. Go back to spring, summer, and fall sales, and that's it. Yeah, I agree for half of this. I don't want more Abyss or Necro stuff. I'm going to say it. I don't think it's fun. Unless, like, they're, like, easy fights, I guess. Maybe that's fun. Like, I've always just wanted a quest where I could go in with Blade or whoever and just fight and see big numbers. And like, I think there's a lot of champions that even in like Valiant quests and stuff, they can't reach their full potential because they have so much buildup, or like their peak is so high, but you never get to see it, because in Necro and Abyss, like your damage is capped. I think Proxima Midnight's like a good example, I guess. Like she can go nuts, but she's capped in all the content. Like her damage is capped in all the content you need her for. And then all the content that, maybe you just want to go and have fun with her. You can't really have fun with her because her peak is what makes her useful. Does that make sense? So anyways, I guess I kind of agree, but whatever. Here's another one that kind of explains my thought process about Reframebra. Sorry. I wish they would finally come up with content like Epic of Painful Pain and Abyss of Legends. There's going to be 30 foes with 1 trillion HP and 5 hours to beat one. Oh yeah, it's so much fun. That's kind of my point, is you can make them hard, I think, but like having so much HP is just like, I don't like 10 minutes to beat. Like, I think if you have someone that takes 5 to 10 minutes to beat in a fighting game, I think it's a little too much. Again, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but okay. So here's an important one. This is by It's Lip YouTube, or It's Slip YouTube. I don't know. Anyways, or It's S Lip. I don't know. He has a weird capitalization in there, but anyways, he says, sorry to see you go. According to the Netmarble Q1 2025 financial reports, MCOC is still their main top performer, grossing them over 9% of their total, 529 million total revenue and 55 million in net profit. If the game is making them 4.95 million per quarter. It's still chugging along just fine. I think about it. If you think about it in revenue alone, 9% of 429 is 38 million is being spent in MCOC per quarter. So that we still have plenty of players supporting it. This is important to clear up because I said I wasn't sure if the game was doing fine. Maybe they were like might scale. Like I had a feeling they were just kind of pretending to be fine. This person says, I didn't fact check any of this, but this person says that this is what it is. I don't think they would lie to me. I think like this seems like they looked it up. And if that's true, that's great. I hope the game continues to do well. Like I said in my last video, I said that in the last video, I hope it does well. So keeps doing well, whether I decide to stay or not. So I thought this was important to bring up. Okay, so here's a one that this also kind of got brought up a couple times. But let's read it. Expensive. The game is free, but the way you wish to play is expensive. But don't get it twisted. It's pay to win, but you just need to enjoy the game at your pace. By buying every character in the game, then you have nothing to work for. Even games like Old School RuneScape, which I love, if you bond all your items, you have nothing to grind for either, and it becomes boring. All love, respect, decision. See you in a year or so. So this is wrong completely. I understand what he's saying, but let's just break it down real quick. So first of all, you can't buy every character in Marvel Contest of Champions. Like I can't, like right now, I just cannot, like if I go to the ones I don't have, I can't buy those. Wait, let's just say 7 stars, right? 7 stars. I can't buy these. Like I can't click on here and buy them. I understand what he's saying though. Like you can, when their crystals come up, to spend as much as you want and get them. The problem with this thought process is like it's completely different than Old School RuneScape, because some of these champions cost $1,000 straight up. Let's just use Dark Phoenix, right? And they are locked behind other rewards or other sale offers. Like sometimes you have to spend X amount before X amount offer is offered to you. Okay. And it's direct buying of power when you do that. You immediately get it. You have the champion. You can spend for resources, and you can immediately have a rank 4 Dark Phoenix if you back when she was available. Okay. In Old School RuneScape, which is the example he's using, there's a system called bonds, where you can buy bonds and then sell them for in-game gold and buy items. So in theory, you could buy best in slot gear to equip your character. You could join and equip your character, right? So part of this is true. You can like boot up a level 3 brand new character in RuneScape and buy all the items with bonds if you wanted to. But here's the problem where that doesn't make sense. So in Old School RuneScape, all the items require, like all the best in slot gear at the end of the day, require hundreds of hours of leveling up your character to the stats that gear requires. It also requires you to do quests, which also take hundreds of hours. Because they all require different skills to be level up, especially the best in slot in-game gear. You'll have to do the quest as well. So we're talking minimum hundreds of hours before you can even equip the stuff that you sold bonds for. You know what I mean? There are some items you can get that are pretty good that maybe you only have to grind, 10 or 12 hours, 15 hours, but you still have to grind. In this game, you can just buy it. I think the only thing that stops you from that in this game is your title. But even the title doesn't, like, I think in, is it the Christmas event, or not the Christmas event, but the gifting event or whatever, you don't need a title. Like there's no title gate or something like that. Like, I don't know. I don't remember. Some sales have it, some don't. But yeah, I just think this is on the surface. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But it really doesn't. Like they're just completely different ways. Like Old School RuneScape, you need to put in the time. You need to have the levels and you need to do the quests and all the stuff before you can even equip some of the best in slot gear. But anyways, I just thought I'd bring this up because this was a common misconception Like, you don't have to pay to win, but you know. And I think the last point I'll make about this, it's pay to win. Like, you're making it pay to win, or just stop paying or stop putting money in. So, like, imagine you're running a race. Okay, races are hard. They're long. They hurt. You're running a race with everyone, and you're all kind of in the same spot. And you decide, instead of running, at your best, you decide to jog. Well, now you're kind of pretty far behind because they're still running. They're still sprinting. Okay, the whales are still sprinting. You're jogging, but you're like, okay, I'm not going to be first, second, third, fourth, fifth. But, I might be sixth, seventh, eighth. That's okay. We're here in the Olympics. That still means something. And then maybe you just decide to walk. You go free to play forever, and you decide to walk. Well, they're going to start lapping you. Okay? So, you're trying to ask someone who's been, pay to win, let's be honest, for 10 years to just start walking. That's what you guys are asking me to do. It's hard. And, I don't think anyone could be right or wrong on that particular point, because you can just stop spending money. But, it is just tough. Obviously, if I do end up 100% quitting the game, after the recent message from Karate Mike, if everyone decides, like, I don't think you should, then I have gone completely free to play. I've just stopped playing, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I don't know if you can even be right or wrong about it, but I think it's more complicated. I guess that's my point, than people are making it. Like, oh, just stop spending. Well, yeah, but that's not fun either. You know what I mean? So, whatever. So, like I said, there were over 300 something comments. I couldn't get to all of them. I'm sure there's a lot of people who made good points, but I just don't have time to read them all. Thank you for everyone who liked the last video and were giving me their well wishes and giving me like new games I should try and asking when the next video was and all that kind of stuff. Just setting me off nicely. Obviously, this message from Karate Mike kind of derailed some stuff, and we need to talk about it a little more. I did not plan on this being a big dramatic thing that's being dragged out. That's not what I was going to do. I literally was going to just leave, but it's just, this video has kind of become bigger than I think I expected it to be. Or that last video became bigger than I expected it to be. So yeah, just let me know. I want to hear from everyone, new subscribers, old subscribers, people in the community, everyone. Just let me know what your thoughts are on that recent seemingly invitation to the content creator program. And yeah, my brain is just going in a million different directions. All right, that's all for this video. Like I said, I'll probably announce my decision on Thursday, which is my birthday. Other than that, y'all take care.